What is up, everyone? Welcome to Friday, July 4th. Happy 4th of July for those of you who live in the United States and celebrate and all that. I hope you guys all had a great week. And for those who don't live in the United States, I just hope you had a great week anyway and you have a great weekend. Today, I am wearing my Rolex GMT Master 2, commonly known as the Bat Girl. Some people call it the Batman with the Jubilee bracelet. It's just a GMT Master 2 to me. Anyway. I appreciate everyone who leaves all your questions. It means a lot to me. If you'd like to participate in the Q&A, all you have to do is leave your question in the comment section below, and it'll be featured on an upcoming Q&A. We do it every Friday. It's a lot of fun. It helps me get to know you guys, and we get to interact, and it's lighthearted and fun, simple as that. So for the most part, anyway. So no intro today. We're just going to get straight to it. First question comes from Michael_Dugan. Hey, Tony, I got a question for the next Q&A. Around how long do you think it is reasonable for me to expect to wait for a Batman? My purchase history at my AD consists of a Datejust 41 fluted Jubilee rhodium diamond dial. And I also got my Tag Heuer Formula One watch serviced through the AD, which was about $550. I have a pretty good relationship with my SA. For those of you who don't know that, sales associate. And I follow up on my wait list regularly. I also don't live in a major city. The AD is located in a suburb. All right, man, that's cool. You know, you say you have a good relationship. You sound like a nice guy. Getting your watch serviced at Tag Heuer Formula One probably wouldn't count as any of the spend history. So essentially what you're telling me is you've only just bought a Datejust and now you want a GMT Master 2. That's not typical that you would get it, but it's not, you know, it's not without, I guess it's not unreasonable to think that you could get it at the same time. You know, if your sales associate likes you and he's gunning for you, he may have to go to his management to convince them to give it to you. Keep in mind, each AD gets a certain number of those per year, right? And the major cities are going to probably get more so than the suburb, you know, ADs. But nevertheless, you know, if he's, I don't know if he's giving you any like time frame on it soon. And I know that when, with me and my relationship, it's we'll get it, we're getting it, but they don't know exactly when, you know? When I got this, I waited 4 days, but that's a whole different story and that doesn't really count. So, but you know, I'm gonna say anywhere from a couple of years, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, but it could be 6 months, you know? So just keep following up with him, man. I wish you the best of luck. If you do get it, just let me know. But like I say, best of luck. Have a great weekend, man. Next one comes from Mike Lewis. Mike, how's it going, dude? Hey, Tony, thanks for reading my question. You are more than welcome. Bindi is such an awesome Rolex AD. Yes, they are. Unfortunately, the Snoopy Timex chronograph is still not available. I know. I know. I looked. Tony, how do you like what Breguet is doing in releasing a new watch every month to celebrate their 250th anniversary? This week, they released an absolute beauty, the classic Tourbillon Sidrel 725. We both have a love and appreciation for such a wonderful brand as Breguet. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you have a great weekend too. And you are correct, man. I mean, that Tourbillon is gorgeous, man. The dial layout, everything about it. Does it have the small seconds? I don't know. It's the Tourbillon. But it's just the way that watch is gorgeous. Also, they have their own rose gold, their own formula. They call it Breguet gold. Which makes it gives it that really warm sort of look to it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You know, the Type 20 is also a new one they came out with. Is it Type 20 or Type 21? I think it's the Type 20, but that in itself with the rose gold is beautiful as well. I love their sport watch. It's not that popular, but then again, overall Breguet in itself is not the most popular brand. I am seriously thinking that, you know, I was going to get another Vacheron Constantin because I really wish I hadn't sold it. And I wanted to get another Patrimony, but I am really seriously considering a Breguet, more along the lines of the Classique, because I was going to buy a Type 20 multiple times and I just didn't pull the trigger, but I was thinking about it. So then they've got the Tradition Second Retrograde. That's pretty sick as well. And then that one was the one, I think the Subscription, that single hand, it just has a single hand. I don't like that one as much, but it has a beautiful movement. But Breguet are just freaking amazing, man. I love Breguet. So anyway, on that note, dude, you have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. Michael DeMarco, 899. What's up, Michael? How are you, man? I was wearing your watch yesterday. What is up, Tony? How do you feel about Chopard LUC line, specifically the Chopard LUC Mark III 39mm reference number 16910550001 in 18 karat rose gold? The 169, I think, is the 161905 would be the reference number, I'm thinking, unless I'm missing something there. I think it's a beautiful watch. I love the guilloche dial. I do love the numerals, small seconds. It's a beautiful watch. At that price point, because I think you can kind of, pick them up to $10,000 or $11,000, but I know that you like Vacheron Constantin. I know you like Patek Philippe. If I were you, I would hold off and get the Patek or the Vacheron that you like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discourage you from the Chopard because I think it's a beautiful watch. And I think Chopard have really stepped up their game. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I really do like them. So, but let me know if you pick one up, man. Appreciate it, dude. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Say hi to your family. Next one from Robert Wallach. Tony, I know you have a Connect in AD. Do you know when the Nomos World Timer limited editions will be available, or are they all sold out? I think you're going to be out of luck on that one, man. That was the big hit for Watches and Wonders this year. I mean, it was like the most talked about watch, I think, apart from the Rolex Land Dweller. It's the thinnest world timer made. I don't even think Nomos knew that when they designed the watch, but it's beautiful. But I would search. I would look for it. I think you'd be able to find one. I don't know if you'll be able to get one at the AD, though. You just talk to your AD and see if they can pick one up for you. All right? Appreciate your question, man. Darren Watson, 1840. Hello, Tony. I'm thinking on buying a Panerai 1950 3-day GMT. What are your thoughts on this timepiece? Without being, here's the thing, man. I've looked at Panerai I do like Panerai, but I don't. There's a thing about it. For one, they all look the same to me. So I apologize about that. I'm just not enough into the brand to go that deep with those watches. For the most part, they're all too big. And I know one of my viewers, said, you should try the 44mm on. It works. Trust me. But the thing is, I have, I've tried these watches on. I know these watches to a certain extent. I have nothing against them. I think they're just, one of those things. I think it's nice looking. They've got a rich history with the Italian Navy or whatever it is. But I think it's okay. If you like it, buy it, man. It shouldn't matter what I think about it, but just do you. You know what I mean? And if you love it, that's all that matters. I don't hold anything against anyone for wearing anything. But I appreciate your question. This next one comes from IROC_RunVS. Hello, Tony. I'm debating on purchasing a Moser Streamliner versus a Rolex Bluesy. Which one would you purchase and why? I mean, that's apples and oranges, dude. I mean, you're looking at a sport watch compared to, well, I guess the Streamliner could be considered a sport watch, but I don't know. It's the comparison is so far apart from each other that I couldn't really tell you, because it's like, if it's one or the other, I would go with the Rolex Bluesy. I do like some of the Moser watches. I think they make sick dials. I think they make great watches. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the Streamliner as much, but Rolex is classic, man. And if you can get past that whole douchey thing with, a lot of people think that if you wear a Rolex, you're a total douchebag, right? I had this conversation with someone the other day about that. And, but the thing is if you like Rolex, Rolex is just iconic, and the Submariner is iconic. The two-tone Bluesy is iconic in itself. The Moser Streamliner, great watch, but I'm not sure about that one, man. So you make the right decision. I'm sure you will, but you're spending a lot of money. So, make sure you really know which one you want. And I appreciate your question. So thank you so much. All right. You have a great 4th of July. Next one comes from Matthew Morrison 5684. Hi, Tony. I love your channel. Been a regular viewer for the last few years. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I wanted to ask you if you're into skeletonized watches. I've never owned one myself, but I've always been interested in them, and I think they're amazing when done right. I'm thinking about the Zenith Defy skeleton watch, blue variant. It would be my first watch from that brand. Is there any other skeletonized watch watches that you'd recommend in that same price bracket. The Gerard Perregaux Laureato skeleton looks amazing as well. That's where the question cut off, so I don't know what else there was, man, but I'll just answer it from there. Well, if it's your first Zenith, congratulations, man. You should pick one of those up. Freaking awesome watches. But the Zenith is not skeleton. People call it a skeleton. The thing is this. There's a difference between a skeletonized dial and a skeletonized watch, which would be a true skeleton watch. In the Zenith, what they have is they've skeletonized the dial so you can see the movement underneath the dial, but it's not, the watch itself is not skeletonized. When you look at a true skeleton, the watch itself is they take the movement and they cut out all the sort of the metallic parts that aren't used, that things that are unnecessary, and then they decorate them, and that's how they get the skeleton watch. So, you know, if you're looking at, for one, I would always recommend the Zenith Defy, man. It's just a sick watch. I had that watch, not with the blue variant. I had the black variant. I love that watch. It was a little too flashy for me, but you can get like a Kudoki at about 10,000, 11,000 bucks. Those are really sick looking skeletons, but that's a true skeleton as well. You know, one of the first skeleton watches I loved and wanted to get was a Maurice Lacroix Masterpiece. I just love that watch, and they came out with a new one. I don't know how recently, but it's a Masterpiece, and that's a true skeleton, and that's an awesome, beautiful, sick watch. Maurice Lacroix get no love on any YouTube channel ever, but they do make some good watches, man. So, you know, and then also there's the Chrono Swiss. They have one. I can't remember what that one's actually called, but it's Chrono Swiss, which is another great skeleton. But either way, and the GP Laureato, of course, that you can't go wrong with that watch at all. In fact, I would take the GP Laureato over the Zenith Defy. But the thing is the GP Laureato skeleton is going to be quite a bit more money than the Zenith, you know. So look them up, make your decision, and once you decide, man, let me know what you get. All right, I appreciate it. You can have a great weekend. All right, thanks. Next one comes from Crackers 2, and then there's more to it. But Crackers, how are you, man? Your name's Greg. I appreciate you. Tony G, you're the watchman. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Love the Submariner book. And of course, you're sporting your 40mm sub. I have the Hanhart on right now. Great advice, too. Always stay humble and you practice what you preach. I love it. Always great videos, TG. 5 stars. I have one question. Where do you like purchasing your watch straps? First and foremost, man, I always appreciate your comments. You're always so kind. Thank you so much, man. Watch straps for me, you know, I know a lot of people are very they have places that go. Me, I have companies that do give me straps for free, and some like WIS straps are really awesome. They've given me a bunch of free straps. They're more on the silicone side, not so much FKM rubber. I do get some the FKM rubber straps at oh my gosh. Sorry, I can't. Straps Co. You know, and I just look through some of their stuff, and I'll pick something up. If it's no good, I'll just either send it back or toss it. But some of the alligator straps and leather straps, man, I'll just online search. I don't have like a specific place, man. So but best of luck with that, man. I appreciate your question as always. This next one comes from EHL97. Hey Tony, congratulations on the engagement. Thank you so much. We are excited and happy and enjoying it. And if you hear something in the background, that's a dog going, I don't know what he's doing. Do you think the fluted bezel white gold? I can't, whatever. Let's try this again. Do you think the fluted bezel white gold is worth the extra $2,200 versus the smooth bezel on the Datejust 41 Wimbledon with Jubilee? Wait. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do. Absolutely. I mean, for one, you're looking aesthetically, the watch looks killer with the Jubilee bracelet and the fluted bezel. Plus, the fluted bezel is 18 karat white gold. You know what I mean? So $2,200 on that watch more than the smooth bezel, I think is absolutely worth it. You know what I mean? If you're going to spend that kind of money on a watch and that's the one you like, do it. Go all out. You can see him right there. He's having the time of his life. Anyway, thanks for your question, man. Daniel Pagan Voice. Sorry, man. Daniel Pagano the voice. I'm sorry if I'm screwing up your name, man. I appreciate you though. Happy Friday, Tony. I would like to ask you how you decide on a watch when a bunch of great watches all come out. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. We had to put the dog in the other room, and I don't know how much of that picked up because I do have my mic on. But I'm going to read this question again from Daniel Peg in one voice. Happy Friday, Tony. I'd like to ask you if you decide on a watch when a bunch of great watches all come out at the same time. I'm between 4 and then the Longines 1925 Zulu came out. Then now I want 5. Oh wait, 6. The Nomos World Timer. Oh, it is so hard to be a watch addict. Be well, Daniel. Was there a question there, man? Or are you just confused with all the watches you want? I get it. I understand. I mean, you know, but you got to focus on what you want. You know what I mean? It's like if you say you like the Longines 1925 Zulu, man, pick that up. It's like these Longines are so underrated. But then the Nomos World Timer is amazing too. So you have to sort of like just narrow it down to what's in your budget and what you think that you could possibly, you know, wear and love. You know what I mean? But yeah, some good watches there, man. Thanks for your question. Paul Thompson 9062. Hey Paul, what's happening, man? How are you? That's a great gift from Bindi. I know, right? They're so cool. They seem like an amazing AD. Yes, they are. I have a question for next Friday. Next July will be my 50th birthday. Next Friday. Oh my God. I have a question for next Friday. Next July will be my 50th birthday. Okay, so next year. And I'm thinking of maybe getting a vintage birth year watch. Do you know which watch brands made quality lasting watches in 1976 that are attainable today? Well, dude, that's the height of the quartz crisis. You know what I mean? That was like sort of just a couple years before through the 80s with all the quartz watches that were coming out. And then you have those brands that were like just fledgling along. You know, you didn't really say what your price point is, but you know, anything that's a known brand name is going to be great. You know what I mean? Hamilton, Rolex, Patek Philippe, you know, you name it. Just there's so many, man. And you know, you just have to look. You know, if you're looking for a specific, like I say, birth year watch, then just what brand you want, what's your price point, and then search. You know, and there's nothing wrong with quartz watches either. I'm not saying that that's what you're going for, but that was the quartz crisis. And it might be kind of cool to get a quartz watch saying, hey, man, this is when the quartz crisis was, when I was born. So therefore, I got that watch. Or you can say, hey, I got the automatic and that when there was a quartz crisis and automatics were becoming scarce at that point, and the Swiss watch industry was in trouble. So, but look around, man. And I appreciate your question. All the best. Sean Miller, Mr. Tony, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. What is your favorite automobile that you've ever owned? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've had so many Nissan Z cars. I think if I go for comfort and sort of more luxury than my Audi, I had an Audi A4 that was really nice and comfortable. If you go for sport, you know, I mean, I had a Lotus 7, Super 7. That was pretty sick, but I never drove it. I don't know. I've had a lot of cars, Porsches. I've had a couple of Porsches, but those were nothing really so much to speak of. Probably the Audi A4. Anyway, appreciate your question, man. You have a good one. Thanks, Sean. Vahan S. Hey, Vahan, what's happening, man? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Great video as always. Thanks, man. Question for you and our watch friends. I'm traveling to New York City next month for a work event. Is it safe to wear a Rolex in the city? Being from LA, I know you sometimes have to be extra cautious in some parts of town. Usually I wear long sleeves, but this is New York City in the summer. Thanks again for always answering my questions. Have a great weekend. Yeah, man, that's the whole thing. When you're from LA and you live here, you kind of know what you can and can't do. You know your element, you know where you can go, you know what's safe and what's not safe. If you're cognizant of everything around you and you pay attention. When you start going to other places and that you don't know too much about, I'm not saying you don't know too much about New York, maybe you do, but someone commented on that or answered your question. And you know, it seems like he's saying, I visit frequently and wear a Rolex or Sub, Grand Seiko, Cartier tag, and I stay in popular public areas. New York City has many street cameras and police presence in the popular tourist areas. Be careful in Central Park and Weary after dark. And that sounds about right, you know? Just be careful, man. but I appreciate it as always. David Parrish Productions. What's up, David? How are you, man? Tony, I love these videos, man. Thank you. I love the fact that you ask questions. And how's your family? Say hi to your wife and your kids and everyone else, man. What is the best kind of taco? Sorry, this is more of a taco question than a timepiece question. Also, favorite watch for eating tacos. Thank you, my brother. Well, let's see. We went out last night and Jamie had a taco and she was wearing a Nomos, and I had a burrito and I was wearing a Nomos, and that burrito is pretty freaking good, man. So I'd say the Nomos is a really good watch for eating burritos and tacos. If I was wearing my Rolex GMT, maybe the burrito wouldn't have been as good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, probably the Nomos is the best bet. Thanks, David. Joe RS Habadu. What's up, man? I'm in Torrance and I went to the Bindi and Cerritos, and super nice people. Do you know if they discount on Tudor? Don't quite have enough for a Rolex, but really like the monochrome. If Bindi does a discount, would you rather get it there than at the Tudor store in Costa Mesa? Well, there's some models you can potentially get a discount. You're just gonna have to ask. You know, anything new that comes out, you know, as far as that, like that Blue Lagoon, for instance, that Tudor Black Bay 54 Blue Lagoon, you wouldn't get a discount on that. There's no way. Or the Pink Flamingo or whatever the other ones are, and you know, some of these. But like on that one, the monochrome, you might get a little bit of a discount. You just ask them and see if they'll accommodate you, you know. But I wish you the best of luck on that. Thanks, man. This is Go Bricklaying 1. Happy Saturday, Tony. Wait, is it Saturday? No, it's Friday. Sorry. I'm really enjoying my recent purchase of the Zenith Elite. Right on, man. That's awesome. Elite is such a great movement. It is. Hacking seconds and bidirectional date set. My question is, what are some of the watches with both hacking seconds and bidirectional dates under $10,000? Also, I appreciate everything about this channel, your time, and appreciation for Zenith and other brands. Cheers. Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate that. This one, okay, for my viewers who are watching, and if they're still watching, if you can answer this question, please answer it, because I don't know. I mean, when you're looking at something, because you're being really sort of specific, under $10,000, man, I just don't, I don't really look at brands and go, what's under $10,000 that has a hacking? Well, I mean, all watches for the most part have hacking. Some of the older Pateks don't, but most of them do. You know, I mean, and then you say under $10,000 because my GMT is hacking and I can go both directions with the date as well, but it's not under $10,000. So if any viewers out there can just answer that, that would be awesome. And I appreciate your question, man. This next one, last one, user -MP5WW2B, just a generic user. Hi, Tony. What is your singular favorite watch in your current collection? I don't have my watch collection with me right now, but it's probably going to be my Zenith Pilot or my Submariner. Other than that, it's going to be the GMT or my turquoise Oyster Perpetual. And for the most part, you know, I could sit there and basically say my new Nomos, because it was my engagement watch, and that watch has a lot of meaning to me. So that probably would be my favorite. If I were to look overall at my absolute favorite one, if I could only keep one or had to keep one, or if something happened where I lost all my watches, the only watch that I would really want to keep would be the Swatch Snoopy that my little sister gave me. So that being said, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next video.